forest is suddenly quiet. No birds chirp or even cricket songs to be heard. The setting sun still peeks through some of the larger oaks as your senses hit overdrive, and the hair on the back of your neck stands at attention. Even the shadows seem wrong here. The first growl comes from up ahead, and you pull out your weapon and scan the horizon. Then a growl sounds from your flank, and then everywhere. We are going to continue our journey through the what the heck is that in the new Dungeons & Dragons movie with a class on the Displacer Beast. Today in Displacer Beast 101, and only, we will delve into the diabolical deeds done displacing all the creatures of an entire plane of existence, to the finer findings of fallen fighters for these feisty felines, and even touch, tangle, and temper the tumultuous times that these timber-tackling terrors went to both courts and won. We will finish up with a couple crazy, cozy, concocted cats that might have eluded even the nerdiest of nerds, myself included. We will delve so deep you will swear I've got no friends and never seen a pussy cat in real life. So without further ado, let's sink some teeth into these Displacer Beasts. Displacer Beasts are large cat-like creatures, sometimes described as panther or puma-like, with 6 legs and a pair of 5-foot-long tentacles sprouting from their shoulders. The tentacles ended in pads of sharp, horny edges, brownish yellow in color. They are covered in a pelt of black-blue fur, are usually about 9 feet long, weighing as much as 500 pounds, but the occasional mutant can be twice this size. Now, female Displacer Beasts were generally smaller in size, about 8 feet to 9 feet in length, and weighing about 450 pounds. It is believed that Displacer Beasts can live up to 100 years. In some breeds, they appear thin as if emaciated. The creature sports emerald green eyes that glow with malevolence. The green radiance continued even after the creature's demise, and this is why so many thieves used them as strange luck charms, believing the eyes protected them from being spotted. This made the creature's eyes a valuable commodity. A bigger and stronger variety, known as a Displacer Beast Pack Lord, existed in the realms. These enormous ebony cats were larger than their kin. These pack lords were a mutation of a regular Displacer Beast with slightly higher intelligence, on par with a human, whatever that means, allowing them to lead other Displacer Beasts. Umbral variety of Displacer Beasts existed but rarely were seen outside the plane of shadows. Now, they're called Displacer Beasts for a good reason. Displacer Beasts use their innate magic to bend light, making them appear to be between 1 to 3 feet from their actual position. The same ability made them resistant to all range attacks and excellent at hiding. World champions at hide and seek. The light bending was created by molecular vibrations generated by the specialized type of nerves located only in the outer layers of the Displacer Beast skin cells. The vibrations were too fine to be noticed by the naked eye, but were enough to bend light and create an illusion of the beast's body. Sages believed that the ability was unconscious for the beast, but they could direct the illusionary image at will. Displacers could see each other's true location, despite the illusions. Now, your first reaction might be, no problem, dispel magic. In theory, sounds great, however, it doesn't work. You can nullify the ability to displace with the phase trap spell, and True Seeing allows the caster to see Displacer Beast's true position. The Displacer Beasts are resistant to many magical effects and poison. They're generally strong creatures, and their barbed tentacles are hard enough to punch through pure steel armor. They possess the ability to see in the dark as far as 60 feet, and their jumping height was around 20 feet, and up to 25 feet forward, the length was doubled if running. The creature were not very intelligent, but they were more so than animals and could speak some common. Displacer Beasts are said to have originated in the twilight lands of the Feywild. Some were captured and trained by the Unseelie Court, and their natural hunting abilities were reinforced. They grew into such ferocious creatures that the Unseelie Court would use them to hunt down Pegasus, unicorns, and anything that struck their fancy or pissed them off. They escaped their masters, roaming the Feywild free once again. Only now more dangerous, they became such a horrible problem that the Unseelie Court, who are the nicer of the Fey, or, the lesser of two evils, depending on how you look at it, took to hunting them down with blink dogs. This almost led to the extinction of their race, except many found ways to escape to the material plane. and they hold on to their hatred of the blink dogs. Now, the Displacer Beasts were not just hunters and predators, they were also killers. The creatures enjoyed the pursuit and killed prey for sport. A satiated Displacer Beast was just as likely to hunt and kill an unwitting traveler as a starved one. Like many other great cats, Displacer Beasts could play with their prey, keeping it alive until the cat was ready to eat. Once the prey was slain, Displacer Beasts used their back tentacles to drag the carcass to a safe and remote spot to consume it. Displacer Beasts never fought amongst themselves over food nor for dominance. The creatures are capable of lightning-fast movement using all 6 or just 4 hind limbs, resembling strange cat-like centaurs. Displacer Beasts have a habit of sharpening their claws and tentacles barbs on stones, often marking their lairs and giving their location away with the numerous claw abrasions. Masters of the hunt, Displacer Beasts and their pack-lord kin acted in a similar manner when in battle. They targeted spellcasters first, attempting to wound them with the barbed tentacles from afar while facing male opponents head first. The beasts used their deadly claws and bites. When able, Displacer Beasts used their speed and nimbleness to dash past melee combatants, always attacking weaker members of the group first. However, if faced with overwhelming odds, Displacer Beasts tended to flee rather than fighting to the death. They were not above hunting and attacking in groups and were known to lure prey into an ambush. They are pack hunters living in small groups called prides. They prefer to hunt smaller creatures but are not picky eaters, consuming anything they can kill. All other creatures are considered prey by the beasts. Among intelligent preys, orcs, goblins, humans, and they'll also go after giant deer, boars, cattle, buffalo, bears, lions, tigers, and especially blink dogs. Oh my, that's their favorite animal prey. Displacer Beasts themselves were close to the top of the food chain in the areas they inhabit and had little to fear from other creatures apart from the local trolls, just like the internet, and giants. When Displacer Beast mates raised their young, they lived separate from the rest of the pride. These great cats mated in the fall, bearing kittens in the spring. Each couple produced 2 to 4 kittens per litter. Newborn Displacer Beasts came into the world with their eyes open and their mouths filled with sharp, deadly teeth. Kittens were fed meat and mother's milk until age of 4 months, that is. The youth were small and looked like ordinary but 6-legged domestic cats lacking tentacles. Instead of the tentacles, they had little knobby growths in those places. The tentacles started sprouting at about 8 weeks, and they grew swiftly at an inch per day. Insert blue pill joke here. Displacer kittens displayed playful behavior. However, it was completely gone by the time youths reached adulthood. There went the innocence. The Displacer Beast youths were mature at the age of 4 months, but continued to grow. After 4 months, the kittens were taught to hunt and kill by their parents. That period usually lasted for 2 months, and then the youths did not leave the family lair until their tentacles and magical abilities were fully developed. Once developed, they were taught how to hunt. The family of Displacer Beasts went their own way. Displacer Beasts who preferred forest hunting grounds laired in areas hidden by thick greenery and foliage or in hollowed-out massive trees, while those who inhabited plains and mountains claimed hidden caves as their homes. Being highly territorial features, each lone cat or each pride had their own territory, and they attacked anything that threatened it. Any of the spoils that were brought back from a hunt were brought into the lair to be devoured by the entire litter, which led to the Displacer Beasts' homes being littered with bones, horns, and gear of the slain creatures. The littering of bones and gear along with the claw abrasions are sure signs of their lair. The beasts have a deep instinctual hatred of blink dogs. Creatures attack each other on sight and fight to the death. Now, obviously, this has part to do with Unseelie and Unseelie Court training one to kill the other. Some sages claim that it's only because they're on opposite moral dispositions. Others theorize that the apathy comes from their abilities, blinking the displacement, creating neural feedback within the creatures, provoking feral hostility. Many humanoids train them to act as guards or pets, such as members of the Unseelie Court. And then some stables will have them offered as rare mounts. And also, they can be summoned via Monster Summoning 5. Now, on the material plane, they can be found just about everywhere. But some of the standouts are known to hunt in deep forests such as the dire woods region of the high forest of northwest Faerun. There's a displacer beast found there that is twice as large as its kin and strong enough to uproot a tree with its tentacles. Also of note, you can find a displacer beast in the Amlerdin Mountains in Erklazar, and it's home to one of the biggest populations of the Amler cats. That's the local name given to the displacer beast. However, unlike other beasts, Amler cats rarely gave trouble to the local humanoids, only becoming a danger in the fall during their mating season. Now, displacer beasts can also be encountered in the abyss, and they can be trained and kept, and they're used by the drow priestess of Loth on the Spider Queen's lair of the Demon Web Pits. Displacer beast hide was a valuable commodity, used to create highly sought-after enchanted items such as the Kumakawa hide armors and cloaks of displacement. The Najar's cloak of weaponry, an enchanted cloak from Kalshan, was crafted out of linen and tan displacer beast hide. A variation of drow cloaks were made using the shimmering displacer beast hides. Jump Dagger's creation involved tempering the blades in blink dog or displacer beast blood. Midnight Moon had its handle wrapped in the beast hide. A piece of tan displacer beast hide was also the material component for the displacement spell. Now, worshippers of Malar hunted displacer beasts among other beasts. The clerics were balls out and they fought displacer beasts, owl bears, and other large beasts with their bare hands, killing them and creating ceremonial headgear out of the prey's pelts and heads. Sick. The beasts were thought to have originated in Feywild. There's another theory that the displacer beasts had their origin in Bhaal, the Lord of Murder, who brought forth the first displacer beast Shantu using a corrupted moonwell on the island of Gwyneth in the Moonshay Isles. Now we are going to wrap up our first class on the displacer beast with Delagrand. She was a displacer beast that traveled across the planes of existence with the Witchlight Carnival. She is not your typical displacer beast, and her story will open minds to the possibilities of this amazing creature. We're going full throttle on the nature versus nurture debate. Delagrand, she spoke in a calm manner and was quite intuitive of the feelings of others. She understood several languages spoken by mortals, including the common tongue. She wore a massive set of artificial butterfly wings attached to her tentacles and a collar around her neck that held a large keg of toffee apple juice. This juice was beloved by children and had a soothing effect when consumed. She'd spend her days diligently serving as nanny to any of the children that found themselves lost within the Witchlight Carnival. She considered this to be her most important duty in life. She was raised by a family of high noble elves of the Summer Court. The displacement beast once had her own cub named Star before it inexplicably went missing from the carnival. She never forgave herself for this loss. Now, we'd like to end off on a positive note. And if you made it this far through our presentation, I thank you very much. If you laughed for a moment, forgot your worries, or even just smiled a bit, please smash that like and subscribe, and we'll see you real soon. Thank you very much.